Hi, Sophie here. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Today we are talking about sustainable food, but we're talking about taking sustainability to a whole new level. And I'm going to promise you, this is something that you will never have seen before. All right, so here I am with two chefs, extraordinary chefs. And when I say extraordinary, I do not use that word lightly. You're going to find out why Henry and Anna from Hank and Bean are beyond any chef that I have ever met. And they are going to be showing us how to cook sustainably, but on a whole new level. So, Anna, when we're talking about sustainable food, tell us what you do. Tell us what you're going to show us today, and why the food that you're going to cook today, is so sustainable.
So when we think about sustainable cooking, we think about how we would have as closed a loop as possible on a secondary home. So that could be an environment that's not as bio-lush as Earth in its finest moment. So maybe it's a desert environment. Maybe imaginarily it is under the ocean.
Oh.
Maybe it's in a warehouse. Maybe it's on Mars.
What? Mars! So, the truth is that what you're watching today is two Martian chefs. Honestly, I'm not joking, Henry and Anna have actually, you've cooked you've actually cooked a Martian dinner before. Will you just talk a little bit about that?
We prepared a speculative dinner for Mars, imagining a 5-year-old colony, which means that we gave ourselves the constraint of having 5 years to bring things from seed to whatever would appear at the table.
On Mars.
On Mars.
And what are really silly question, but what are the main constraints on Mars if we get there and we're there for 5 years in terms of preparing food, eating?
Main constraints.
Yeah, main constraints.
So the main constraints would be the least amount of terrestrial imports. And realistically, we'd have to start growing and producing our food on site. So we have limited water, but there is water on Mars in ice that we would be mining. There's 38% gravity, so we have to take into consideration how things might grow, how our bodies might react to that. One concern is, for instance, bone density and joint health, and how to supplement for that.
Wow, because you're not exercising as much, right?
Well, and then you'd have to develop exercises specific for that environment and the human body.
So I would imagine that nutrients are really, really important. So Henry, is it an if?
It's an if.
Is it an if, or
It's-
is it are we
We-
definitely
We're definitely going to be on Mars at some point.
in how long?
I think less than a decade and a half.
You really think so?
I think so.
All right, so less than a decade and a half, there will be people living on Mars.
I think so.
Will it be you? Are you gonna volunteer?
If there is a necessity for it, I'll volunteer. Yes.
Right, you heard him. We're going to hold him to that. But very quickly, you're a chef of 25 years. Henry has been a chef everywhere, Germany, and trained in Italy and France and everything else. What are the main nutrients that we need and that you as a chef want to put in our food, not only to sustain us, but to make the food delicious?
Of course. So in this case, we're looking for protein and calcium because of bone deterioration and like calcium intake, and we don't want to have too many terrestrial imports that we don't need. So large animals are probably going to be out of the question in the beginning. So we're looking at calcium supplements. So we could use eggshells, for example, as a calcium supplement.
Right.
Because chicken is a small animal. We could import a small breed and then farm them, and then from there we could harvest protein and calcium from the eggshells.
How about, will you, because you will be up there growing, and I'm going to hold you to this when I meet you up there on Mars, but will you be able to grow dark leafy greens?
You can grow pretty much any leafy green as long as it doesn't take up too much water. Imagine dry farming.
Yes.
So if you take the structure of dry farming and you implement it
What
on
is dry
Mars.
farming? Very quickly, tell us.
So you use a medium that doesn't require a lot of water, for
Right.
example, lava rock or clay pebbles
Right.
or Martian soil. You implement a water structure that sprays water rather than pouring water.
Right, got it. Wow, so we're talking calcium, we need protein, we need water. This is so fascinating. Will you take me inside right now to your test kitchen and show us 2 Martian meals?
Let's go.
So here we are in your beautiful test kitchen. It is so sparkling clean, this kitchen. It's just like little sort of implements out here. So first recipe, you're up, Henry. Henry, what is our first Martian recipe?
So we're gonna make a salad which could be warm or cold. And you can pre-prepare it out of potatoes, and it's gonna have 4 different varieties of chilies, a little vinaigrette made of house-made soy and vinegar, and a little bit of cilantro blossoms.
Oh, so it sounds like it's just full of flavor.
Full of flavor.
And it has, so where are we getting our nutrients from? We've got the flavor, we're getting starch and being filled up from the potatoes.
Getting energy from the potatoes.
Yes.
We're getting some vitamins from the fresh chili and some antioxidants from the soy and the vinegars.
And the chilies.
And the chilies, of course. And then we have the garlic, which is very high in...
Allium, which
Allium.
is great for our
is right.
immune system.
That is correct.
So we're set.
And also, we have the fermented green garlic for gut flora.
Oh, for gut health. Gosh, you thought about everything. Right, let's get started and put it together.
Yes, let's do it.
Oh my gosh, that is the most beautiful, beautiful dish. Here goes. And it smells incredible as well.
Enjoy.
That is so... honestly, I'm going to be honest here. I've never tasted a more flavoursome salad in my entire life. The flavors just explode. The chili, the floral, because you've got little flowers here, haven't you?
Cilantro blossom, yeah.
And then there's the chili. It is absolutely exquisite. I mean, if this is Mars food, then I'm signed up for I'm coming to that Mars colony and bringing my family as well.
That's
Thank
fun.
you so much.
Thank
It is
you.
extraordinary. All right, Hannah, that was so delicious. Can you top that? What's your Martian dish?
Okay, so this Martian dish is all about comfort and nostalgia. So we're taking the idea for a potato pancake, a latke, if you're Jewish, like you said, rugelach, it's
I
rugelach,
love
which is
potato
the-
pancakes. Oh.
Potato pancakes, hash browns, what have you.
Yes.
So we're again starting with the Martian ingredient of choice, a la Matt Damon, the potato. We've got it shredded, we've dried it out. We actually have some citrus branch and leaves for extra flavor to add to the saute of the potato. Why the branch and leaves? Because after 5 years, maybe it hasn't fruited yet, but we've already got some aroma and vitamin that we can be working with before that plant has fully matured. This is a chickpeaso or chickpea miso. So again, bringing in some depth of flavor. It's fermented. It's good for gut health, etc. Marjoram, again, antiseptic and very tasty. Onion, allium, again, antiseptic, good for immunity. And then we have, of course, crickets. So
Insects.
you don't have to have the crickets, but with the amount of protein that a small amount, 2 tablespoons for a potato, for instance, it's going to be the equivalent of eating a small portion of beef.
Right, so super important for protein.
Yeah, really relatively low, quick life cycle, low water consumption, etc.
Great.
Then we also have one more sneaky ingredient for Mars. We have taken the eggshell and roasted. You can also take the eggshell and boil just to make sure that there's no bacteria from the chicken or the chicken egg. And then we grind it into a powder. This is an old school remedy for extra calcium.
Yeah, brilliant idea. And this is all going into a pancake.
It's all going to go into a pancake.
Oh, I can't wait. Let's get started. Look again, it's just so beautiful, this food. It's almost too beautiful to eat. So these are the potato latkes. So I'm just going to take that little leaf off. And do I just take a little bite like that?
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Get some of the piso on there.
The piso, which is the garbanzo bean miso. Excuse my fingers there. I'm trying to ignore the crickets, but you can't taste them.
They should taste like flax or like a wheat
like
bran or germ, like just a little depth of flavor.
Okay, unbelievable. Unbelievable. It tastes like the cross between a really tasty, spicy, beautiful latke and almost like a little mini frittata. So you feel like you're getting this protein, but it's in this form that is so delicate and delicious. I have a question. With both these dishes, they're so flavorsome. I mean, almost like sort of blow your mind flavor. Is this an important element for Mars and space and astronauts?
Right, because your palate is dampened.
Oh, it is?
It is highly dampened, so you want to accentuate the flavor. So by the time somebody eats it, it levels out and it's perfect.
Oh.
Or close to near perfect as possible.
See how brilliant they are. Every single little thing is thought about, from zero gravity to flavor to every little nutrient we need. And most importantly, why I have so much respect for both of you as chefs, and I know we've had a little bit of fun with the Martian chefs thing, but honestly, from my heart to yours, and getting to know you through this sort of morning we spent together, is how mindful you are of, it's so zen, of every single little thing that you use, and how it's all about closing the loop and really truly taking sustainability to a new level. You know, and Henry, as you said to me, that potato salad was what we would eat how many years ago?
About 400 years ago, depending on which region, but 400 to 500 years ago.
Yeah. It's just fascinating. This has just opened my mind to a whole new level. And I hope that you, viewers, my community, have enjoyed this as much. I've taken you on this journey and this ride with me, and I know that you probably have. So please leave comments. There's going to be so many comments. Leave comments underneath the video. Please let me know, let us know what you thought. And do we need to have Henry and Anna back? Because I kind of think we do. I think that's a thumbs up. So let me know, because there's just so much more. This is just scratching the surface for me. I'm just so excited to get to know more about this. And so will you come back?
Of course.
Why not?
And for all the details about Henry and Anna and Hank and Bean, which is their company, we've left all those details below the video. So do go check them out, because the work that they do is fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
You're
having
the
us.
best,
So
both of you.
much.
Really are. Thank you.
you.
Thank you.